Right, I slept in this morning. I've still got a comic to do. I've got a lot of box files to put together out of all the stuff that's on the shelves behind this camera at the moment. And I've just had a phone call from Jen saying that she's had an accident at work. Nothing serious. She's pulled muscles down down her side, and probably is going to end up having to come home after the ambulance has checked her out. It's another just ridiculous day, isn't it? I'm fretting over Jen, of course I am, but there's nothing I can do. I can't rush out and meet her. I've got to wait till I hear news. I've got to wait till she gets back. So, in that respect, I've just got to get on with stuff. Try and keep my head occupied until I find out more news. Okay, Jen's still not here, but I've got to head out because I've just had a text message reminding me that I'm taking some photographs this afternoon. So I've got to pretty much just rush to get these files that I'm going to need for later because I won't have time later to do that. So she's still not here. I'm going to assume that she's being assessed at the hospital by now. So I'm going to text her while I'm out and see how that goes, but I have to run now. I've had a call from Jen and she's going to be okay apparently. She's pulled a lot of muscles. They've given her some tablets to keep the swelling down, anti-inflammatories and things, and a few painkillers. She's hopefully going to be on her way home. I really don't want to see her go out to work after getting hurt, and she needs to take some time, but she's a bit like me with that respect. She just plows on through things. And sometimes that works. I mean, look at me, I used to walk with a walking stick, but plowed through the pain, got myself pulled together and managed to build up muscle power and get through things so that I'm alright now. But I do worry about her, because I do, I love her. So hopefully she's on her way home. Alright, Jen, you've been in an accident. How you doing?
As long as I don't move, I'm alright, but I get these twinges and it feels like I've been punched in the stomach. I haven't, or at least if I have, I didn't realise that's what was happening. Oh.
Yeah, don't laugh. You've pulled every muscle down your side, haven't you?
Yeah, I tripped on it was a metal bolt. They'd removed something a long, long time ago in the lorry park, but they hadn't cut this one bolt off flush with the concrete. So I'm going around my vehicle checking it for like blown bulbs, things like that. And my toe caught this protruding bolt. It was protruding about half an inch. And of course, it sent me sprawling. And as is your natural reaction, you kind of try and stop yourself from going flat on your face. So you sort of flail around. And in doing so, I pulled all the muscles down the right side of my body. So I've had an X-ray, and there's nothing broken. I've just pulled all the muscles. So I've been sent home from work, and I just have to kind of avoid doing anything too strenuous, and that's why I'm here.
I'm doing a bit of a publicity shot for the local, so there's that. Putting out some nice flower arrangements. It's always nice to have some pictures to show what we've been doing stuff. Today, Pink News have put up an article on the transphobia that happened in the council, and naturally, it's brought out the worst in people. So I'm going to pinch my MacBook off Jen, and we're going to do a thing called Don't Read the Comments.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's gone up by 2 since I started reading.
10 comments now, so it's been popular. Right. Maybe I'm out of turn not being trans saying this. Yeah, probably.
Yes, if you have to say that, then yes. It's like people who say, I'm not a racist, but... And then you know that the next thing they say is the most horribly racist thing ever.
Yes. But, as hurtful as I'm sure it is, I think it might be easy to do. Yeah, this is the thing. Once you can understand it, someone might have a slip of the tongue. It happens. Even trans people do it. We don't like to, but it does happen sometimes. So here we are. What they're making an excuse. Have you ever played the yes-no game where you're not allowed to say yes or no and you have to try to make your opponent say either? The entire game is based on the fact that a lot of language is unconscious and it's easy to slip up. Okay. Let's open a can of whoop-ass, shall we? First of all, this is not a game. Do I have to repeat that? It's not a game. Trying to equate this to a game is wrong. The guy had no reason to even be thinking male, because he's never met me as male. I've always been me. So, it's not a game, and your equivalence is a false one.
Yeah, I mean, that's like saying, it's so easy to misgender everyone. I mean, how many times has that counsellor been called she?
Never.
Or her?
Of course, it's never happened.
Exactly. It's not difficult to get the gender correct.
So, let's move on, because this guy is... of course it's a guy. Next up we have... That woman should get new glasses and get her Adam's apple reduced. That would be a good start. Okay, 2 things. 1, this is nothing about my appearance.
No.
2, if I were to hide in order to get further in life, what is that saying about our society? If I have to change me just so that I can not be attacked for being trans, then what about the people who can't afford to change? What about them? Am I then joining the side of the people who want to attack those people by essentially saying, yes, you're right, I should change? Because that's not going to happen. I will not change what I look like to fit in. That's how it goes. I am trans. I'm very openly trans. I've never hidden that. And to be stoned, oh, well, you should look more like a cis person. No, that's not only pig ignorant, but completely missing the point. To which the guy who said that the yes-no game guy then jumps in and says, I don't think policing her appearance really helps. She should dress or look how she wants. Yes, he's right. He may have equated this wrongly, but he's right there. My appearance should not matter, and I will not allow it to matter. The complainant speaks as though the councillor was engaged in a rant against her as a trans woman, whereas he speaks as though he uses male pronouns were incidental to a criticism of her about something else. No, his rant was entirely directed at me. I had made a speech about pensions, and 2 hours later, after he'd sat there fuming, he got up and made a personal rant at me. An unprovoked personal rant that had nothing to do with anything we were discussing at the time. If I remember correctly, we were discussing something like planning or something like that. He just got up and started ranting at me. That's not allowed. So yeah, it was directed at me. It wasn't about what I was talking about. It was specifically against me. Maybe he was referring to the person's biological sex, in which case he was correct. Well, you don't know that for a start. You don't know what my genetics are. What is biological sex? It doesn't exist. That's just a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, and also, I mean, sex isn't necessarily binary. There's an awful lot of intersex people about. It's not just XX or XY.
Mm-hmm.
There's an awful lot of other combinations.
Mm. And then all the people joining in afterward are saying, get a hobby and stop stalking us. This is Keith, don't bother engaging, he's just a troll.
Yeah, just to clarify, they're not having a go at Zoe, they're flaming the troll.
Yeah, so everyone else is attacking this guy as well, so that's good. Well done. Yeah, that's it. That's this week's Don't Feed the Trolls. I'm sure if I looked on Facebook, if this has turned up there, then that'll also be a load of flame bait, but I'm not going to go there because you can only have so much of a bad thing.
Yeah, don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, don't feed the trolls, don't read the comments, even though I just did that. Do as I say, not as I do. Jen's not well, so I'm going to treat her to a takeaway pizza. I'm going to order it now. And in the meantime, I've got down here 4 box files. Picked them up earlier when I went out for a walk. I've got to put all of my council work into these. I've got to basically sort them through and box them in the right places. Because it won't be next week now, because of course she's hurt. But in a few weeks' time, we'll be redoing that side of the office to put in shelves. Oh dear. So I want to be ready for when we do that, to have everything boxed up and ready to put on the shelves again. So here's the good news. I've filled 4 of these files. I've all got council documentation in that I need to put somewhere safe. But here's the bad news. That's what's left to file. And I've run out of files. Well, I'll just have to get some more. Are you impressed by the wall?
I am actually, yeah. Oh god, my hair's probably a mess. My face is a mess. I've probably got takeaway all the way around.
Yeah, I treated you to takeaway because you got ill. What can I say?
Well, I'm not so much ill as damaged. Damaged goods, man. Oh, I pulled all the muscles down my right hand side.
I wish I kept the receipt for you if you damaged goods.
Yeah, I didn't get the receipt for you either.
There wasn't one, and my dad ran away after the wedding going, ha-ha, no refunds.
Yes, this monster is yours. And you finally got your thing beginning with Z.
Yes, I mentioned that the other day.
That's quite a nice collection.
Hmm.
Yeah, my eye is always drawn to the one that's Mr. Golf. That's Mr. Golf to you. It's a good job he went into the golf business. I mean, what would his parents have said if he went, oh, I really like tennis, actually?